Hey 7th graders, today's activity is the graphing traits activity. Your learning targets, I can identify what a trait is, and I can use different methods to graph class data. So yesterday in class, you guys, if you were here, took the online trait survey. Okay, if you guys are gone, don't worry about that. It's already kind of done, and I already got the data planned out, so you guys can just ignore that. It was on my main Teams page anyway, so it wasn't in an assignment. Okay, with that being said, today in class you guys are going to be using two different types of graphs to graph two different traits that we looked at in class. So if you guys remember, if you did take that survey and you remember from the survey, we looked like things like eye color, hair color, whether or not you have a widow's peak. I have a little baby widow's peak. I don't know if you guys can see that, but a little V. Hitchhiker's thumb. We tasted whether you guys could taste PTC or not. So there was a couple different traits, right-handed versus left-handed. Which thumb's on top when you clasp your hands. So we'll talk about those here in a second. But what you guys are going to do is you're going to pick two different traits. Okay, and the first one you're going to turn into a pie chart. So here are some features of on a pie chart that you guys are going to be looking for. So when we use a pie chart, we're using it to show a part of a whole. So generally we talk about 100%. Okay, our whole is 100%. How many parts of those are one trait? How many parts of those are another variation of that trait? Okay, so you can see here that we use percentages with that. So when you guys do your pie chart today, you're going to have to calculate percentages on that, and I'll show you that on the next slide. You guys should also have a title, just like this one has, and you should also have a key telling me what each color is. So those are the three things that I need to see when you guys do a pie chart, is a title, the key, and obviously the percentages. So here's your instructions for your pie chart. Okay, choose one trait to graph using a pie chart. Convert your numbers to percentages. So what you guys take is the number with the trait divided by the total number of students. We had 21 students respond to this. And then multiply that number by 100%. So if we had 20 kids who are all right-handed, we would take 20 divided by 21, and then we would multiply that by 100, and that would tell us what percentage. It should be pretty close to 100 because that's most of the class, right? And then the leftover percent or percentages would be what you guys are using for the other pie pieces. Then of course you guys would use colors. You would draw a circle. You would separate each of your percentages into little pieces of pie based on how big they are. And then you guys will again make a key and add a title. Okay, so your checkbox, after you guys finish your chart, go through this. I should see markings on this. Okay, this is your checklist. On your pie chart, did you include a good title? If you did, hit check. If you did not, go back and do that. Did you use percentages? Again, check it if you did it. Go back and fix it if you did not. Did you make a key? Check or no check. Did you use color? Check or no check. And did you do a neat job? Okay, that's important too. Okay, then you guys will pick another trait to look at. And you guys will make a bar graph. Okay, so here are some features of a bar graph. We use bar graphs to compare items. So on the y-axis on this, you guys are going to have the number of students. On the x-axis, you guys are going to have the trait you're looking at and the different variations for the trait. So if your trait is brown hair, that would be your title. Or excuse me, if your trait was hair color, that would be your title. And then you guys would list all the different variations of hair color you guys would see from that survey. Okay, so again, I should see labels of categories to tell which bar stands for, and you guys will see an x-axis title that should tell you what the trait is. Y-axis should be the number of students, and then you guys should have numbers representing obviously from 0 to 21, and a title as well. Okay, so again, your instructions for that: choose one trait to graph using a bar graph. Label your x-axis with the title and the categories of that trait. So you're going to look at different variations of that trait. If you're looking at eye color, that's the trait. The variations would be brown, blue, green, hazel, whatever the case is. Okay? Then you're going to label your y-axis with the title. So obviously we're looking at number of students there, and a scale to show the number of kids with the trait. So we did 21 kids in this class, so you're going to have some kind of scale. Maybe you guys go by fives and you go clear up to 25. Whatever the case is, but you want that scale to be large enough to fit 21 students, okay? You might not need it. If you guys are doing a trait like hair color where the largest number you guys see is 10, okay, go to 10 at the highest. Just use your head on that one. Okay, and then use colors to graph your bars and add a title. Okay, you don't need a key because you guys should have a key written basically on the y-axis telling me what each bar is. Once you guys are done with your bar graph, go back and do your checklist. Again, I should see markings on this. Did you include a good title? Include an x-axis. Include x-axis categories, which should be your trait variation. Include a y-axis title. Include the y-axis scale. Again, whatever scale is appropriate for the highest number that you guys see for your data. Use color and do a neat job. If you didn't check any of those, go back and fix it, and then you guys can turn in your graphs. So the last couple slides for you guys are all your class data. So you guys can see male versus female, how many are male, how many are female. That again is out of 21 kids. Okay, blue, brown, green, and hazel. There's no hazel hair color, so we're gonna go ahead and assume that's eye color. Widow's peak or no widow's peak. So again, that's your V in your hairline. Brown or brunette, blonde, red, or black. Again, there's no eye colors like this, so this obviously is hair color. Hitchhiker's thumb or no hitchhiker's thumb, which is straight. Tongue roller or a non-roller. Right thumb or left thumb, that's when you guys clasp your hand, which one's on top. Right or left-handed, looks like everyone in class is right-handed. Free earlobes or attached earlobes. Free earlobes dip down, attached go right into your head. And PTC taster. If you guys were gone for this, you guys don't know what PTC is, and you don't know if you're a taster or not, but you guys can test it when you come back if you like. Okay, so you guys will be graphing these two bar graphs and pie graphs on a piece of paper and turning that in. Okay, if you guys wanted to do it on your computer and you can do it neatly, that's fine. If you're at home, if you have graph paper, awesome. Otherwise, just do a really neat job on notebook paper. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.